On our previous example class, we used this table. I hope you can still remember this one. Our basic integral, our exponential and logarithmic, and of course, the miscellaneous integrands. So, just a quick recap. Yung basic integral natin class, that your integral of du is just u plus c. This one, yung a natin, as if kung meron kang constant, you can just simply put it sa front ng iyong integral sign, and then as if you would have integral of du, which is just u plus c. And this is our general power formula class. This is the integral of u to the n du. Provided class ha, na yung u natin dito, andito yung kanyang partner na derivative. And you have this formula, which is u to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c, and also provided that your n is not equal to negative 1. Kasi class, pag nag plus 1 ka sa negative 1, that will be 0, then that will be u to the 0, which is mali na siya kasi this becomes 1. Okay? And kapag meron kang u sa denominator class, and the numerator, nandoon yung kanyang derivative or yung du, you simply have your ln u plus c. Okay? And this is your exponential logarithmic. I will not discuss. And this one, itong ating miscellaneous integrands. Meron kang integral of 1 plus 1 minus u squared u. Itong u class, not necessarily u or x. This is anything provided andito din yung kaniyang derivative. Okay? 1 plus u squared plus 1. Ito, anything din ito provided andito yung kanyang partner na derivative. And for this one, you have your absolute value u. Ibig sabihin, it doesn't matter kung positive or negative. And square root of u squared plus 1 du. Provided then na yung derivative nito class is andito siya. Okay? And that is equal to second square arc second u plus c. Okay? So that is the first half of our examples. And now let us proceed to the next half. So, next examples natin class is examples on the trigonometric functions, integration by parts, and Wallis formula. Wallis formula later ko na lang siya introduce class, okay? Now, we have here our trigonometric formulas. Now, I suggest you really have to memorize this one, okay? So, you just have to memorize that the integral of your sine u du, class, ito, that not necessarily u and du, okay? This could be anything provided andito yung derivative niya. Okay? This could be sine 2x. Pwede. Basta andito din yung derivative ng 2x, which is 2. Alright? So, same is true here. Okay? So, I would suggest memorize ito class. You have sine u du is cosine u plus c. Kasi class, yung derivative ng cosine, di ba, is sine. So, kabalik na, negative sign, brother. Ang derivative ng sine is cosine. Di ba? So, they're just the antiderivative of each, an anti-integral of the other. So, yung integral ng cosine class, cosine u du, the integral ng cosine is sine. Ng tangent is ln second u plus c. Ng cotangent u, du is ln sine u plus c. Ng second u du is ln second u plus tangent u plus c. Yung cosecant u du is ln cosecant u minus cotangent u plus c. Now, class, kung hindi nyo to memorize, that will be very sad kasi hindi nyo talaga masasolve yung mga problems which contains those trigonometric functions. So, I would suggest you memorize that one. Okay? And also, please take note na itong trigonometric derivatives na ito, these are just the few of the many trigonometric derivatives class. Pinunit ko na yung book. Okay. So, as you can see here, which is, can be also found sa internet, meron ka ding already set na ng formula kapag ka meron kang second squared u du, cosecant squared u du, secant times tangent u. So, ang dami siya, class. Okay? Wherein, I will left you this as an assignment. I-research nyo lang and you familiarize yourself. Class, even sa ating inverse trigonometric functions, nandito, kapag ka meron kang integral ng arc sine u du, meron din siyang equivalent. Okay? Hyperbolic class, same is true. Hyperbolic square, same is true. Okay? So, I will left this to you as an exam, as an assignment. So, as of now, I'll just focus on this. Na again, memorize nyo dapat ito. Okay? And also, class, part of the examples that we will discuss today is the integration by parts. I know familiar naman kayo because na-take nyo na itong calculus before, So, just a review. Yung integration by parts class is you have, say for example, sabi, you integrate u du. U dv rather. V itong isa class ha. So, meron kang u and dv. Class, this is not u du ha. This is u dv. Ibig sabihin, itong u at saka dv, they are not related with each other. Okay? Now, according to integration by parts class, we can just simply integrate that by having this one. So, cu, i-times mo kay v. Question, ma'am, wala namang v dito. Saan mo hanapin? So, class, di ba mayroon kang dv? So, in order to get the v, you have to integrate itong dv. Pag ma-integrate mo si dv, class, you can get v. Okay, so ayun na yun. So, u times v minus the integral of v na nakuha mo kanina times du. So, itong u, i-derivative mo to siya, class. So, you have to memorize yung formula. Okay? Now, we'll have more examples on that later. Ito, class, Wallace formula, last part na lang to. Okay? So, yeah, let us proceed. And by the way, class, when I present the examples here, hindi siya pasunod ha, na first example is about this one, no. Examples ko would be random as long as it would be needing these formulas na nakasulat dito. Okay? And of course, plus yung previous natin ng formulas. And I think more of my examples would be on the integration by parts. Okay? Okay. Okay, our example number 1. So, we have here the integral of ex dx. Evaluate this one. Now, how are we going to do this? Balik ko lang yung previous formula ha. Para lang, maano lang natin siya, ma-familiarize and all. So, if I'm gonna bring here previous formula, meron ba siyang resemblance, class? Na, okay, ma'am, it look like number 1, number 2, or anything. Meron ba? X, EX, integral. This one. Ma'am, parang ganito siya. Parang ganito nga ba? Wala namang X to. This is E. So, hindi. This one naman, meron siyang exponent, kaso, yeah, wala ding X. This is constant. So, more or less, hindi siya na-fall. It doesn't fall on this category. Okay? Now, if I'm gonna bring back, eto namang second natin na formula. Under which category kaya siya probably na-fall? Hindi din naman siya trigonometric. Okay? Hindi naman siya katulad ng dati na pwede natin siyang i-partial derivative. Diba? So, more or less, it falls on this. Integration by parts. Now, ito yung duda natin, class, na maybe we can solve this one using integration by parts. Tingnan natin. Sa integration by parts, class, meron kang u and dv. Itong dalawa is not related kasi, class, this one is in u, this one is dv. So, parang ganito. Okay? Ito, hindi naman to derivative ng u. Kasi ang derivative ng u is dx. Kung wala to, madali lang sana. Kaso meron to eh. So, more or less, ang goal natin, ang hint natin rather, would be, yung hint natin dito, class, is yung integration by parts. Na yung integral ng u dv is equal to uv minus integral of v du plus c. Okay, now let's try to solve. Again, class, meron tayong u dv. Yung first part sa integration by parts is, kailangan, you decide, you let, kung sino ba si u, at saka sino yung magiging dv mo. Okay? Sino ba si u? So, si u natin, class, more or less, mamili tayo ng u na kapag dinerivative natin siya, mas nagiging simpler siya. Okay? Na between the two, si x at saka si ex, sino ba dito na kapag dinerivative, nagiging simple, nagiging simpler? Class, pag dinerivative ko, si ex, ano ba yung derivative nito? Ex pa din. Na kasi copy times the derivative of the exponent, which is 1. Ito, pag derivative ng x, this is 1. So, asan ba doon yung mas naging simple siya? Di ba si x? So, yung choice of u ko would be x. So, yung dv ko is itong natira, ex. Ex dx. Okay. So, meron ka ng u dv. Out of that class, kukunin mo na si du. So, kung ito yung u, what would be your derivative ni u? Dx. Ano naman si v? Ano ang integral nito, class? Kasi, diba, how do we get v? You integrate this one. Okay? So, sige na lang. So, v is equal to the integral ni dv dx, which is equal to integral ni, sino ba si dv? Ex dx. Okay? Now, what is the integral of this, class? Integral ng ex, diba? Um, oops. So, ang integral nito class is copy, diba? And, provided na ito, ang derivative nito class is andito. Balik ko nga yung formula natin. Ito. So, si EX class, copy mo lang siya plus C, provided na yung exponent niya is nandito din yung pair niya na derivative. Okay? Okay. So, since EX, yung derivative ng X is DX, so okay lang, walang problema. This would be plus C. Okay? Now, according to this formula class, ito na ngayon ay equal to UV. Saan na si U? Si U ay X, si V ay this one. Class, hindi ko muna isusulat si C kasi may C naman dito, mamaya iipon na lang natin. Isahin na lang natin. Okay? So, meron kang UVX, this one is EX, minus the integral of V, this one, du. Du is dx. Plus C. So, yung plus C kanina dito, inisa na lang natin. So, paano na to? This one, copy ko lang tong first. This would be EX minus, what is the integral nito? Class, yung integral nito, same pa din naman kanina. We just have to copy that one, EX. Ba? Plus C. And as simple as that, class, we have our final answer. So, for our next example, we have the integral of x squared ln x dx. Now, if you try to look at our table or our formulas for the previous examples, more or less, it wouldn't fall. Hindi siya fall class dito sa ating first table. Okay, kaya tingnan nyo pa. Okay, and of course, I'm bringing here my second table, and if you notice, more or less it falls on this. So this will be our hint, okay, that we're going to perform here integration by parts, right? So I'm gonna write here the hint. So the hint would be that the integral of your u dv is equal to uv minus the integral of v du, right? Now, yeah, let's start. So for this, we're gonna let u be equal to and dv be equal to. So, choosing the, actually, it wouldn't matter, ano, but then if you're gonna choose, kung mas perfect yung choose mo ng u, mas nagiging simpler yung iyong solutions. Okay? So, again, mas pipili tayo ng u kung saan yung derivative niya is simpler form na nung isa. Okay? Now, kung pipiliin natin si x squared, the derivative of that would be 2x dx. Kung pipiliin natin u si ln x, ang derivative ng ln x class is 1 over x. So, which do you think is simpler? 2x or 1 over x? Okay, you're right. So, for that, we're gonna choose our u. So, we will choose ln x. Okay? Now, if that is our u, our du would be, ang derivative po ng ln x is just dx over x. Di po ba? Kasi ang integral, di ba, ng u dx is ln x. So, same is true. The derivative of this is just this one. So, of course, what is left is x squared. So, siya na ang ating dv. So, dv would be x squared dx. So, if for that, our v is equal to the integral of dv, which is equal to the integral of x squared dx, which is equal to class power formula. This is x cubed, diba, plus 1 over 3. Of course, plus c. Now, going back to the original formula, this one, our integral now becomes uv. Ang u natin is ln x. uv, our v is class. Again, hindi ko na isusulat muna itong c, later na lang sa dulo. Okay? uv, this is x cubed over 3 minus the integral of v du. Our v would be x cubed over 3. du would be, where's du? Yeah, ln x. I'm sorry, du is dx over x. Dx over x, of course. This is plus c. Okay? Okay. Simplifying it, we have class, i-rewrite ko lang siya. So, I would have here 1/3 x cubed dun x. Wala, nare-write ko lang. For this one, lalabas ko lang itong 1/3 minus 1/3. Susulat ko ulit class, the integral of, plus itong x na to, cancel to sa harap, sa taas rather. So, this would becomes x squared. Okay, x squared dx plus c. Again, rewrite ko lang to. So, I would have 1/3 x cubed ln x minus, plus what is the derivative integral of this? This is power formula. This is our u. Yung du natin ay dx lang, diba? So, that is un. Diba? So, our integral for that would be, copy the base. And yung exponent natin, power formula, this becomes 3 over 3 plus c. Simplifying it further, I would have 1/3 x cubed ln x minus, this becomes 1 over 9 x cubed plus c. Okay? So, I could have this as my answer, but I could still simplify it. Factor ko lang class, pwede kong i-factor ito. Okay? Actually, pwede na to, pero if we want to factor them, we can. So, ilabas natin si, pwede din salin natin si 1/3. Okay? 1/3 x cubed. So, ang natira sa kabila is ln x minus 1/3 plus c. Okay? So, pwede na ito yung ating final answer. So, we have here our third example, the integral of sine theta over cosine square theta d theta. Now, to do this, it would be better class, kapag kayo mga given problems is trigonometric functions, it would be better kung mas-simplify natin siya, or alam mo yung equivalent function niya para mas ma-simplify siya, para mas mahanap siya sa formula. And also taking note na meron tayong ready na formula. For example, alam natin na yung cosecant square u du is this one, that your secant tangent is this one, and your cosecant u cotangent u du is equal to this one. Dapat alam natin to. Okay? Para kapag nag-simplify tayo later on class, may guide tayo na kumbaga, for example, okay, yung goal ko is baka naman pwede mo itong ma-simplify into secant tangent or cosecant cotangent para mayroon ka ng equivalent agad-agad na integral. Okay? Na yun yung gagawin natin ngayon. Susubukan natin siya i-simplify, baka naman mag-fit siya dito. Okay? Okay, so i-simplify natin class, i-rewrite lang natin siya. This is equal to the integral of sine theta. Ano ba yung equivalent ng yung cosine square? Diba that is just cosine theta d theta. Tama po ba? And class, what is your sine over cosine? Sine over cosine, class, that is equal to tangent theta. Po ba class, atang trigonometry, yung sine theta over cosine theta, that is equal to tangent theta. 1 over cosine, class, that is equal to secant theta. This is du. D theta rather, sorry. Now class, again remember sa formula, di ba mayroon tayong automatic na formula, direct formula for tangent theta cosine theta. Going back sa ating formula, saan na ba yun? Tangent theta cosine theta. A secant rather. So we have here our tangent secant. Diba that's secant u plus c? Diba ito na yung class? Tangent theta, tangent u, secant theta, secant u, du. Yung theta natin class, derivative niya is d theta. So, ibig sabihin, ang ating integral na yan class would be secant theta plus c. Now, this is your final answer. Now, you see, class, kapag familiar tayo, sabi ko na, dito sa mga formulas na to, it would be easier na to solve our integration. Example number 4, class. The integral of sine square 3t cosine 3t dt. Now, kapag ganito, Usually ako, in my case, kapag nakakita ako ng dalawang ano dito, tapos naka-multiply siya, dalawa agad yung iniisip ko. Baka pwede yung integration by parts or yung nasa na ba yun? Yung nasa basic formula natin. Class, I do not suggest na from time to time you look at your formula. Ito lang is just for para lang guided lang kayo. Okay? But I would suggest memorize nyo to. Okay? Now, again, going back, kapag meron ako class na dalawang terms, kumbaga, naka-multiply siya, dalawa yung iniisip ko. Baka pwede siya by parts or ito class, itong ating power formula, itong number 3. Okay, so, kasi mas simple class pagka power formula, yun yung unang chine-check ko. Okay? So, pagka power formula, say for example, ito yung ating u, dapat yung du is andito sa katabi niya. Ano ba yung derivative ng u class? Ng sine. Derivative ng sine, di ba is cosine? Derivative ng sine is cosine 3t. Ito, di ba? So, more or less, pasok siya dito sa ating third formula or power formula. Okay? So, hindi na ako magpo-proceed sa aking integration by parts kasi mas simpler kasi ito class. Okay. Now, tingnan natin. So, yung hint natin class, ako sinusulat ko to para lang guided kayo. Pero pag kayo na nag-solve, you may not write this one na. Okay? So, yung hint natin that yung integral ng un du is equal to u n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c. Okay. So, if our u, tingnan natin ano, if ang u natin, if si u natin is sine 3t, class, the same lang ba to? This one? Yes, the same lang yan. Okay. Ano ba yung du natin? Check muna natin kung talagang ito ba talaga. Ano ba yung derivative ng iyong u? I'm sorry, hindi na pala kasali itong 2 sa u. Kasi ito na si n. Okay, ito lang yung u. Ano ba ang derivative ng sine? Diba? Derivative ng sine is cosine. If this is 3t, this is also 3t. Okay? And this is 3 dt. Okay, kasi class, dapat yung derivative ng angle mo, multiply mo siya dito. That is 3 dt. Now, looking at our original equation, wala tayong, kailangan meron pa tayong 3 dito. Okay? So, I can rewrite the equation as, dadagdag ako na 3, maglalagay ako ng 1/3 sa harap. This is the integral of sine square 3t cosine 3t 3 dt. Class, am I changing the equation? No. Kasi na-introduce ako ng 3, meron naman akong 1/3 dito. And since ngayon, kapag sinulat ko siya na ganito, pasok na siya dito sa ating power formula, pwede ko na siyang i-apply. So, I would have here 1/3. Sulat ko na itong constant. Yung u natin, class, is, ano yung u? This one. Sine 3t. Yung n natin is 2. So, we have here 3 over 3 plus c. Simplifying it further, class, I would have 1 over 9. That's 3 times 3. That is 9. Sine 3t cubed plus c. This is your final answer. Our fifth example, we have the integral of sine square x dx. Now, class, kasi diba meron tayong already set na ng formulas or direct formulas na ng integration. And since alam ko naman na meron akong formula for this one, diba si sine square, kunin ko lang yung aking table. So, assuming memorize nyo, dapat memorize nyo, na yung set para mas madali ang buhay. Yung sine square, this one. Yung sine square natin is, yung hint natin, hint, that your integral ni sine square, sinulat ko na yung sagot, no? Sine square u du is equal to 1/2 u minus 1/4 sine 2u plus c. Okay? So, imagine, class, kung hindi mo, ano yung formula, memorize yung formula, edi, ano mo pa to, equivalent niya na trigonometric function. Edi, mas mahaba na yun. Whereas, kung memorize mo to, familiar ka nito, eh di mas madali na lang yung buhay, di ba? So if this is our function class, our u here, comparing class ha, yung u natin, dx. So yung du natin class is dx. Okay? Now, check muna natin. Si du ba na dx, andito ba siya? The same ba sila? Andito siya, so check. So, ibig sabihin na satisfy natin tong ganitong itsura ng given. Okay, dun sa ating hint. So, ibig sabihin, ito na yung sagot natin class, automatic. So, I have 1/2 u. Ang u natin is x. 1/2 x minus 1/4 sine 2u. Yung u natin class is x plus c. Class, this is our final answer. So, example number 6, we have the integral of x sine x dx. So, again, kapag product siya class, dalawa again yung iniisip ko. Una, baka pwede yung integration by parts, or baka pwede yung ano ba, sa ating, baka pwede siyang ganito. Ayan, ang gulo. Baka pwede siyang ganito. Okay? Kasi baka yung, although product siya, pero baka yung second term is derivative siya nitong isa. So, check ko muna. May relationship ba sila? Now, look at this. Ito ay x. Ang derivative ng x ay dx. So, hindi siya ma-fall on the power formula kasi meron tayong sign. Okay? Now, kapag ganon, I conclude na baka pwede siya sa integration by parts. Okay? So, yeah, wala tayong other option but to do integration by parts. Kasi naka-product siya class eh. So, again, susulat ko siya dito for the sake of familiarity. Yung hint natin that yung integral ng u dv is equal to uv minus the integral of v du. Okay? Now, hanap tayo class kung sino ba si u, sino ba si dv. Ano nga ulit yung rule dito, class? Kailangan yung u natin is, pag nag-derivative tayo ng u, mas simpler siya. Okay? Now, kung ang u natin, class, is sine, yung derivative ng sine is cosine. Kung ang u natin ay x, yung derivative ng x is dx lang, which is simpler siya kung para sa cosine. Diba? So, ang pipiliin natin na u would be your x. Okay? And, your du natin, of course, itong natira, we have sine x dx. Okay? Now, tanong, baka nagtataka kayo, ba't pa sinasali yung dx? Kasi 'di ba, sabi dito, yung integral ng u tsaka dv lang. So, kung ito yung u natin class, yung dv, lahat na nung natira. So, in-include ko na si dx. Okay? Now, based on that, yung du natin, kung ito yung u, yung du ay dx. Kung ito yung dv, yung v natin is integral, diba class, ni dv, which is integral ni sine x dx, which is, yung integral ng sine is cosine. So, this is cosine x plus c. Class, take note ha, this is your u, this is your du. So, kung x to, dx to. Kung if nagkataon, this is 2x, dapat dito, 2dx. Okay? Okay. Oopsie, integral ng sine is negative cosine pala. Sorry. Okay. Now, check natin u, sorry, hindi check. So, ito na, perform na natin to. So, this is now equal to uv, yung u natin ay x, yung v natin ay negative. Lagay ko lang yung negative dito sa harap, class, cosine x, what's next? uv minus the integral of v, class, this is negative, lagay ko lang, gawin ko na tong positive. Okay? This is cosine x uv du. Yung du natin ay dx. Okay? Now, class, imagine kung yung du mo ay mayroon pa siyang in terms of x, dito na nagkakaroon ng second integration by parts. Okay? Kapag may x pa to, class. Nagkataon dito, dx na lang siya, edi pag integrate natin, automatic na integral ng cosine. Pero pag may x pa to, class, this is another integration by parts. Okay? Okay. Now, this is equal to negative, copy ko lang, class, negative x cosine x. Integral ni cosine x would be sine x plus c. Okay? Again, class ha, bantayan to. Kasi x to, dx, walang problema. Pero plus kapag 3x to, dapat 3dx dito. Hindi maglalagay tayo ng 1/3. Okay? So, this is our final answer. So, for our next example, we have the integral of 0 to pi over 2 of sine raised to the 4x cosine x raised to the 5th dx. Now, for this one class, oh my god, ano ba ito ma? But parang complicated na. Okay. Now, for us to solve this, let me introduce you yung hinuli ko. Ouch. Yung hinuli ko, which is the Wallace formula. Okay. Now, class, ito yung Wallace formula. Si Wallace formula, class, is, or yung Wallace formula allows us to solve problems na ganito. Okay. Kapag may problem ka na ganito, na meron kang integral ng 0 to pi over 2, strict to class, kailangan 0 to pi over 2 talaga siya. Tapos meron kang sine and cosine, kahit anong raised to the power siya class, it doesn't matter. Okay, basta ganito yung itsura niya, we can apply Wallace formula. Again, class ha, kailangan 0 to pi over 2 to class, and meron kang sine and cosine dito. Well, sometimes pwede namang walang sine, walang cosine, applicable din siya. I will show later. Okay. Ganito yung magiging itsura ng problem para pasok siya sa theory ni Wallace class. Para ma-solve natin siya using these formulas. Okay? So, Wallace formula class, may dalawang case. Your case 1, if itong m at saka n natin class, if at least one of them is odd, this is our formula class. We have m minus 1 factorial. This is double factorial kasi dalawa yung factorial. Times n minus 1 double factorial over m plus n double factorial. Class, again, ito yung m, ito yung n. Okay? So, second case class is same pa din naman, pero meron na tayong multiplier na pi over 2. Okay? Na ano ba tong double factorial? So, say for example, meron kang 6 double factorial class. This becomes 6. Skip tayo class. Okay, skip tayo ng isa. This becomes 6 times 4 times, instead of 3, 2 na lang. 2. And, ito yung double factorial. Pag meron ka namang 7 double factorial, this is, instead of 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, nagiging 7 times 5 times 3. Times 3. Skip tayo class. Okay? That's how we do it sa double factorial. And yes, this is our Wallace formula. Now, going back sa ating problem, class, ito ay 0 to pi over 2. Same ba sila? Yes. This is sine x cosine x. This is raised to the power 4. This one is raised to the power 5. So, pasok na pasok siya class sa ating Wallace formula. Okay? Now, sa given na to class, identify lang natin that our m, yung nasa sine class, that is 4. Yung ating n this time is 5. Oops. 5. Okay? Now, sabi sa Wallace class, ano nga ulit yung formula ni Wallace? Wait lang. Identify muna natin kung anong case ba siya. Under what case ito class? Sabi sa case 1, if at least one of them is odd, this one is both is even. Take a look at this. Hulaan nyo. This one is, of course, case 1. Kasi one of them, which is 5, is odd. So, kasi case 1 siya class, walang multiplier. Ito lang. Okay? Now, for this class, directly, yung integral natin is equal to, what is our m? That is 4. This is 4 minus 1, double factorial, times n is 5. N minus 1, n is 5, so that is 5 minus 1 double factorial all over m plus n. We have 4 plus 5 double factorial. Okay? Simplifying it class, this becomes, this one is 3 double factorial times 4, double factorial all over 4 plus 5 is 9 double factorial. Expand na natin class. Yung double factorial ng 3 would be 3. Okay? Yung double factorial ng 4 is 4 times 2. This one naman, class, this is 9 times 7 times 5 times 3 times 3. Okay, then cancel na yung ma-cancel. Cancel out yung 3. This is now 8 all over. 9 times 7 times 5 is, I bet that is 315. And this is our final answer, class, in fractional form. Next example, number 8. Meron ulit tayong 0 to pi over 2 sine 6 sin x to the 6 cosine x to the 8 dx. So class, obvious na obvious, ano, this falls under Wallace formula. Napaka-obvious naman. With your m as 6, sulat ko na lang, m is 6 and n is 8. Okay? Now class, what case is this? Of course, we have case 2. Both of them are even. Kasi even yung 6 tsaka 8. Case 2, class, this would be our equivalent or integral nito, class, provided na 0 to pi over 2. Then this becomes, sulat ko, class, si pi over 2, yung ating multiplier, times, what is m minus 1? Diretso na, class, ano, m minus 1, m is 6 minus 1, that is 5. Sige na nga, this is 6 minus 1, double factorial, times, yung n natin ay 8 minus 1, double factorial, all over 6 plus 8 double factorial. Okay? Expanding it, class, or yeah, simplifying it, this becomes, this one is 5 double factorial times 7 double factorial. This is 14 double factorial. Pi over 2. Class, expand natin ating factorial. This becomes 5 times double factorial, class. So this is 3. Okay? For this one, 7. This is 7 times 5 times 3. For 14, class, we have 14 times 12 times 10 times 8 times 6 times 4 times 2. Tama ba? And cancel lang lahat ng makakancel. Saan ba makakancel dito? This is for 7 and 14. This becomes 2. What else? Itong ating 5. This becomes 2. Saan pa ba? Wala na. Okay. Simplifying this, class, sulat ko na lang itong pi. Okay? Itong nasa taas, class, this is equal to, I'm just gonna get my calculator. This is equal to, sige na nga, 5 times 3 times 3. Diretso ko na sa calculator, class, all over, oh, sorry. This is 5 times 3 times 3 over 2 times 2 times 12 times 2 times 8 times 6 times 4 times 2. So we have 5 yung numerator, class, all over 1496, 4096 sa denominator. So this is our final answer using Wallace formula. Okay, so for our next example, class, what if yung given natin is the integral of 0 to pi over 2 pa rin, meron tayong sine to the 5th x, sine x to the 5th dx, walang cosine. Pwede ba si Wallace dito, class? Kapag walang cosine, pwede pa din, class. Okay? Pwede. Yeah, so i-solve natin. So for this, sige, lagyan na natin sa gilid para may guide. For this, yung m natin is still 5. Parang walang nangyari lang, class. Parang ganun pa din. Anong case to? Kasi this is odd. Still case 1 pa din to, class. Sulat natin. Case 1. Kasi case 1 siya, class. This is equal to, wala na siyang, ito na yung gagamitin natin. Yung m natin is 5 minus 1 double factorial. Kasi walang cosine, class, to wala na to. Wala nang n. Okay? This one naman sa baba, this becomes 5 double factorial. Okay, this becomes 4 double factorial over 5 double factorial. Expanding it, class, this becomes 4 times 2. Itong isa naman, this is 5 times 3. And cancel yung makancel, wala. This becomes 8 over 15. Okay? So this is your final answer. Okay, so that ends our example for part 2 of our, for the part 2 of the video. And just try to class practice solving. There is no other way in mastering this one but to solve on your own. You cannot master this by just watching videos, or just watching it. You have to really do it on your own. So class practice solving. Yan lang talaga yung key. Practice. And para ma-memorize nyo tong, not really memorize, para ma-familiarize nyo to, class, para tulungan kayong i-familiarize to, I will be giving you assignment every day. Okay, gagawa ako ng multiple choice questions. Tapos, regarding this one, eto lang, para ma-familiarize. Assignment niyo siya magiging everyday. So, you have to answer as part of your assignment yung multiple choice question na gagawin ko for this one. Okay? So, you have to do that every day. Okay? So, that's it for this video lecture.